today we're going to be facing off for our Week 12 of Season 6 of the NPL versus Crobat for the win, or Danza. He's a fantastic friend of mine. He's a long-time Dawn of the format, as some might say. Season 1 GBA champion, Season 2 NPL champion. He's got over 2,000 subscribers, or around 2,000 subscribers anyway. Puts out some great Draft League content. Has been long regarded as one of the best players in Draft League content. I actually don't think I've ever beat him in a Draft League battle, so this is going to be a big one. And if it needs to be bigger, this is the match that determines our playoff hopes completely. So, I'm going to be spoiling some other matches now. You should have already seen at least Jolt's sides from the match because he did play against Moxie. But if you haven't yet, go check that out. If not, you have 10 seconds to skip forward a couple minutes in the video and get all of this out of the way if you just want to see the match and not be spoiled. But, anyways, Jolt played Moxie this week, spoilers, and Jolt lost for 3-0, I believe, either 3 or 4-0, I think 3-0, yeah. Anyways, and so, while it is of my personal hope, I wanted, if I had to pick two people to make the playoffs, I wanted me and Jolt to make the playoffs together because, you know, in general, we're very good friends, and he kind of deals with a lot of the bullshit hacks that I do. We're two of the more unluckier players out there. But he did lose, which is good for us because it takes a lot of the stress off of this game. Because previously, if to guarantee a playoff spot, had I not known the result of Moxie v Jolt, I would have had to beat Danza. There wouldn't have been any differential needed, but I would have had to win to make the playoffs. And now, after that result of that game, I only need to lose no worse than 4-0. If I lose 4-0, I still clinch the playoffs over Jolt, and Danza makes it ahead of me. Now, the other thing is, if we want Jolt to make the playoffs, we still need to win this game. Again, differential does not matter for that. It can be 1-0, it can be 6-0. Jolt makes playoffs. So, I'm going to win this game for my buddy Jolt. I love you, Danza, but I got to do it for my buddy Jolt. But, so, anyways, Danza's team. I'm going to pull it up in a second. Transition music. Also, if you can't tell, I'm sick, and that's probably why I sound like shit. Oh god, you can hear that gross taunt in my nose. Okay, here is his team. His team is, and hopefully I'll remember to put that up on the sheet, like up on the team builder, like right over here, so that way you guys can see it too. Okay, so he has Tapu Lele, Mega Alakazam, Excadrill, Vaporeon, Entei, Staraptor, Zoroark, Komodo, Rotom, Normal, Gigalith, Skuntank, and last but not least, Cryogonal. So, a very threatening team. He's got that Sand Core with the Driller and the Gigalith, as well as the dual Psychic Core with Mega Alakazam and Tapu Lele. So those are the two biggest and scariest things that he has for my team. But one thing that he does not have, aside from Gigalith, he has no switching to Staraptor. So we're bringing Scarf because it can just smack his team. Brave Bird, U-Turn, Close Combat, Pursuit. We are not running Double Edge because he doesn't have really any flying resist. The only things that also resist flying, are either also resist normal or are immune to normal. See Rotom Normal. And Rotom Normal is Twig by Brave Bird anyway. We have Pursuit, so if we come in on like a super weekend Tapu Lele or a weekend Mega Alakazam, we can just pick it off. U-Turn there for momentum and Close Combat to hit the rock thing. Enough speed to outspeed the Scarf Tapu Lele, and that's pretty much it. Alright, next. Dual Scarfers, Antigone the Weavile, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, Low Kick, Pursuit. Again, Pursuit is there. These two are my pursuiting pair this week, and they're there to extract numbers from his team. They're going to be key in making sure we do not lose this game more than 4-0, because with them, I should not, with two Toy Scarfers, especially two Toy Scarfers with Pursuit, it'll be very, very, very difficult for me to not get at least 2 kills this game. So that is something that is very important. Not a lot else to say. We're max speed Jolly for one reason and one reason only. That is because if he does decide to bring a Sand Rush Excadrill against my team, I will outspeed the Excadrill as long as he is adamant. Now, I didn't look in too much to what he would EV, or even if he was Jolly, where he'd put his EV, so I just did max, give me as much speed as possible, and on a Pokemon like Weavile, bulk isn't the biggest deal anyways, especially when it's a Scarfer. It's going to be taking even less hits from the opponent, so not something I need to worry about as much. Now, next, we have, this is the thing that is going to be pressured so much by his team, because it is my only switch into his pair of psychic monsters. And that is my Bronzong with the Cassie Berry to take Shadow Ball is better, Toxic, Gyro Ball, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. Now, Earthquake is there because it lets me hit Excadrill, as well as things like Entei, which are likely switch-ins to the Bronzong, especially the Excadrill, because it'll try to get the rocks off the field. Stealth Rocks are there because they're Stealth Rocks, best move in the game, and Gyro Ball is there to hit the Tapu Lele harder. And you're going to see something when they get into the game that I probably should have ran Heavy Slam, but we'll get to that later. And then Toxic is there because other things that he'd likely to be switching in on this are the likes of the Vaporeon. And my team, as it is currently built, not my team as overall necessarily, but my team as it is currently built kind of struggles to deal with Vaporeon. So that is a nice little tech there. Now next, we have Fortinbras, the Mega Venusaur, max defense. And the max defense is there so I can take hits from an Adamant Life Orb drill. Potentially, it still might 2-hit KO. That's how strong it is versus my team. Now, you may also see a lack of synthesis. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but this may or may not haunt me in the game. But I did have a good reason for this, and that is because he is running. He has Gigalith, which I believe is certainly coming. And Gigalith will be able to set up the Sand and weaken my synthesis to only a 30% boost to my HP. So because of that, and because I'm just going to be worn down with the Sand afterward, that means we're only gaining 24% per synthesis. That is so not worth it. I would rather get a Leech Seed and then Giga Drain off, and that's why I'm running those two moves, because they'll still help me get some health back, even if they're not as reliable. He doesn't have a good switch into Leech Seed, so that is nice. Very spammable versus his team. And we're running Earthquake on the Venusaur for the same reasons why I explained on the Bronzong. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I didn't explain why Roar's there, because obviously I could just put Synthesis on there instead of Roar. It wouldn't be a big deal. Now, I don't necessarily expect Como-O to come in this matchup, but if it were to, a sub-Dragon Dance Como-O does it very well versus a lot of my team, but especially because it can take advantage, complete advantage of a Mega Venusaur unless I'm running a Hidden Power to break its sub. But even if I'm running a Hidden Power sub, it doesn't do much back to it, and then if he was running like Specs Clanging Skills, he could do a hell of a lot, probably 2-kill me after Stealth Rocks at least. So that is why I have the Roar there. Get that shit out of there if he tries to set up on me, and also take less damage from his Specs variant if that comes. I don't necessarily expect it, but better safe than sorry. Now we have Jag the Latias with a set, and all credit goes to Jolt this set, and Roost, Reflect, Psyshock, and Light Screen. Very, very solid set. This is a bulky Latias meant to take on things like the Superior, but more importantly, the Entei. Even with Rocks up, this is not 2-hit KO'd by Choice Banded Entei. I have the speed to outspeed a Zoroark, that way I could get up the proper screen against it, take less damage, even dodge. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can dodge a Sucker Punch, but probably wouldn't go for a Sucker Punch versus Latias because it uses so many non-offensive moves so regularly. But I did consider only running enough speed for Jolly Excadrill, and because I don't think Zoroark is likely to come versus my team, but still, I think this is the proper set to run. Dual screens are what's going to allow me is to at least Bronzong to more easily switch into his Psychic types, as they'll take significantly less damage. Now, finally, we have another Pokemon that absolutely destroys him. This is our offensive win condition this week, along with our Scarfers. Agility, because after Agility, I outspeed his entire team. If he does bring Sandrush Drill, which I don't actually expect, I expect Mold Breaker, because I have my only good ground. Two of my good ground switch-ins are Levitators, one of which is 2-hit KO'd by any form of Excadrill, so, or even O-Code. So that's why I'm running that, and I don't think he has a reason to run. He does like no reason to run Jolly Excadrill in the sand versus my team, so that's why I'm modest. And this team, I got inspiration for this set from watching Top Tier Boy beat Danza with an Agility Scizor. Very similar versus his team. The coverage of Aura Sphere and Flash Cannon do marvelously versus him, and Dark Pulse is there to hit things like the Mega Alakazam and do more damage to them, but also his Rotom, because it would take almost nothing from Flash Cannon, and obviously nothing from Aura Sphere. And the reason I have the Fightinium Z is because of Vaporeon. With the Fightinium Z against Vaporeon, I can do upwards of 68%. I believe that is the minimum roll on the standard mixed defensive Vaporeon, which is what Danza has run a majority of the season. Now, because of that, and also because of the fact that it breaks through Protect and will do about 30, not 30, what am I saying, about 20 or so % through the Protect, can give me some situations where I can possibly take out and lure in the Vaporeon to a false sense of security, which would open up things like my Scarf Weavile against his team. But anyways, that is the team. I'll see you guys in the battle in just a moment. Alright, so here we are in the game versus Crobat for the win, or Danza. He brought the exact 6 that I predicted. So, on one level, I am comforted by the fact that these are the 6 that I faced in my mock battles every time. These 6, every single time. but also terrified because I do think that they are indeed the right 6. They are the 6 that are the most threatening for my team, and so by nature, shows me that he probably did his due diligence in prep, and I'm scared. So, I'm looking at this team. I'm predicting Giggle. I'm a mess. I'm predicting Giggleth. Gigalanth. Whatever. Is that it? Giggleth. What the fuck is it called? Giggleth. I'm trash. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm predicting Giggleth to lead. I just said it with a lisp. What is wrong with me? So I lead with my bronze on because I want to get those rocks. Now here I make a bad play. I go straight for toxic. I should have gone straight for rocks. Now it doesn't really end up mattering much, but like, if I would have gone straight for rocks, I would have got a free switch into something rather than having to take exterior take 1,000,000. But that damage tells me he's not even adamant, and we get the seeds. But I have to switch out here because I know another one could kill me, and I'm not exactly sure why he switched out here. Like, one thought that crossed my mind was that he's bluffing the Scarf and predicting my Staraptor to come in here, but then again, if I switch into Staraptor and I'm banded and he's also banded into, he has to be adamant, I outspeed, and I just Oko at Brave Bird. Or he loses momentum by going Gigalith as a possible U-turn. Okay, so anyways, that happens. Oh, right here, that was a misplay. Straight up just a bad play on my part. I should have gone for the light screen there. Obviously, the Entei was right in front of me, but I knew I could take anything from the Entei. And if you look at the rest of his team, not a single one of his other Mons threatens me on the physical side aside from Excadrill, but Excadrill I could take a hit, get the Reflect Up, or outspeed, get the Reflect Up, then I'm very fine against it. So, no reason to go for Reflect there. Should have gone straight for the light screen. Anyways, going to my dedicated counter, Tiresias. He goes straight for the Calm Mind, hits me with a Shadow Ball, does very little with that Shadow Ball, but he takes nothing. I know he's Babiri Berry, but that should still be a 2-hit KO. But then I look, and I calc. That is a quiet 0 speed IV's max HP Tapu Lele, specifically built to take either Gyro Balls or Flash Cannons after Calm Minds, which means, this is when I said in the team builder that I probably should have ran Heavy Slam, this is where it comes into play. Heavy Slam, even without the, here we'll just pull it up real quick, I'll show you the calc. 252, 0, quiet, 0, there we go. Okay, now let's pull up my Bronzong, Tiresias, now pop a Heavy Slam on here. Yeah, here's where you see the difference. Gyro Ball does 44 to 52, Heavy Slam Okos. Heavy Slam still would have been a 2-hit KO there, would have been a much better position. Now he switches out there. I don't necessarily agree with this play. Okay, so let's look at this damage, right? 27%. Now, okay, 27% on me, and I get that much on him. Now, another one of my hits won't be able to kill him. Another one of his hits won't be able to kill me. But if he goes for another Shadow Ball, he'll get the. I'm in 2-hit KO range. I'm now 2-hit KO'd by Shadow Ball. He is 2-hit KO'd by Gyro Ball, but he outspeeds. If he continually clicks Shadow Ball here, then he gets to effectively weaken my Bronzong. However, he makes a play into Entei here, I think predicting my Bronzong to come in. Now, the other thing that I messed up is that I should have... Actually, no, I'm stupid. But I think that he did indeed predict the Staraptor to come back in there, or possibly even the Weavile on the Shadow Ball. I think he thought the Shadow Ball was super duper obvious, and I had good switch-ins into it. So that play, I understand. However, because the Reflect's up there, I take 19%. He gets the burn on the first turn, but since it's now only 6%, I can live with it. But he makes the switch back into Tapu Lele, but now I do get the light screen up, so that is much better for me. Now right here, I go straight into Staraptor, predicting him to go for the Shadow Ball. Pretty nice play on my part. Now, I contemplated going for the Pursuit there. I did end up only going for the U-turn because I thought that at that point momentum was more important than damage. But if we do want to just see it up, Pursuit, if I had gone for it, would have done 35%. So it would have put it in a range of another hit. So that play is debatable, but the way it worked out is I'm able to go for another Seeds with my Venusaur, which means it gets to be out of range of Excadrill's attacks, which is much better for me. And now I'm able to fire off a Giga Drain. He does not, or I fire off an Earthquake here. Yes, that was a good play on my part. I was going to fire off a Giga Drain, and then I was like, wait, he's probably going to go to Entei, but that also covers the staying in play, so definitely the best play on my end. Now right here I go to Latios, predicting him to stay in. He makes a very good switch out into Tapu Lele. He predicts my Staraptor to come back in here, but I just make the safe play into Bronzong. I get my rocks up here, which is going to force him to go for a Rapid Spin. And knowing there's only two potential plays, there were really either Rapid Spin or Earthquake, I make the offensive switch straight into my Staraptor and just fire off a close combat. I get 38% off on that Vaporeon. Not a huge chunk of damage, but nice nonetheless. If I had to take a play back this game, I think it would have been that one, because I think a better play for me would have been to U-turn there, because we're way ahead now, so I'm going to go back. I think a better play for me there would have been to U-turn out on that, and if he stayed in, I could have gone into Latios, because his only plays there were to, or actually what I would have done is, no, never mind. This would have been bad. No, I think I made the correct plays there, because I had no way of knowing if he was Scarf or not Scarf there, so I think that was the right play. I think I made the correct plays. Now here, he does all this, and I'm able to get my Bronzong back in now. He switches out here again, and I just disagree with those plays. Like, I understand that you're scared of the thing coming in, but also here is where I learned that his Excadrill is not Scarf. From that Gyro Ball damage, I know 100% that this is, let's go here, Tyrese, I just had typing in the name. So this is going to be really important for a play later on in the game. Excadrill, Choice Scarf. If it is Choice Scarf, it does 30 to 35%. It's not, and it does 20 to 25. Did 23.3. So I know that he's a max speed, probably Jolly, or close to max speed Jolly set, and he is not Scarf, which means he's not, most likely, he's guaranteed not to be Choice at this point, even though he hasn't revealed that. So that is important. Now here I go into my Lucario, I go for the Flash Cannon. Now, that was an important play. He had Superpower there, very good prep on his part, as, it makes sense. You get a free Oko on the Weavile without having to worry about hitting Stone Edge or Rock Slide or even Smackdown. And you get Oko Lucario, because if he had Earthquake, it was a roll in my favor to survive. And at that point, from the U-turn damage that I just calced with Staraptor, I knew that he was a max physically defensive set, and calcing a Gigalith with no attack investment, Earthquake did like 88 to 103. So a roll in my favor to live, but he has the Superpower, good on him, gets the Oko, and Lucario, one of our big win conditions, goes down. At that point, I was a little worried. But right here, he makes the play which I was hoping he. I think he should have stayed in and sacked that, or sacked his Entei even, because his Entei is so hard checked by my Latios, and my Latios is sitting at a pretty healthy amount of HP, so I think that would have been a good play, as I don't think it would have had the ability to do a lot unless I foolishly sacrificed my Latios. But even after I knocked the item off, it's fine. He goes down to the Sandstorm, so now we are 1 kill away. And now right here, Danza makes the biggest misplay, well, yeah, the biggest misplay of the game for him. He brings in the Mega Alakazam versus Antigone, the Weavile, and he goes for I don't know what, but okay, first of all, so you can see I do outspeed and get the knockoff there. I know I'm an outspeed, that's why I stay in. I understand the logic behind the play. It makes a ton of sense. Now, normally, if I was anything else from that calc, I could have been easily Ice Cold Plate. Ice Cold Plate would have made sense versus his team-ish. Even made pretty good sense versus his team. A knockoff is a better move, so I probably ran Dread Plate. But anyways, the rolls on Vaporeon, it could have been anything. I've ran a variety of moves on Weavile. All he knew that it wasn't Choice Banded, and obviously not Life Orb. But even then, he probably predicted me, oh, he's only going to be able to have the Ice Shard. So now, I'll be able to come in. I actually don't know what his move was, but either HP Fighting or Focus Blast in all likelihood. Come in, take out the Weavile. It could have also been a berry of some sort, so that could have made sense too, of why he didn't see an item. But I am Scarf, and then also if I went for Ice Shard to be able to get the Wish back and be at full HP, but I am Scarf. I'm going to be able to take him out. Now right here, he makes a misplay by going into Entei as I eat it up and go for the knockoff, and then he's going to go into Gigalith, but here's where I make a potential misplay. I think I probably should have switched out there, just sacked Venu, and then cleaned up the game with the Weavile, as his last two mons were pretty much in range. I know Excadrill was almost for sure, but anyways, that doesn't happen. I go for Brave Bird onto the onto that. Now right here is where I make a misplay. Oh no, I don't make a misplay here. Now, so when Excadrill is at this range, it is a roll for Brave Bird to kill. A roll in Danza's favor, in fact. The max is about 55%. So this is why, right here, I know that I need to switch out and go into Latios. Now, my misplay was switching into Latias. I could have gone and I should have just sacked Bronzong. That was the correct play. But I didn't because Bronzong could live one more Tapu Lele move. But now right here is where I see that I need to preserve my Latias, because if I do not preserve my Latias, and he and is a non-choiced, which we know that he is non-choiced because of that Gyro Ball damage, and we don't get the roll with Staraptor, and the Latias dies, he is an Iron Head flinch away from the game from winning. And I mean, even if I did just play all that and sack things and sack Mons and not, preserve Latias, it's still a 30% chance of my favorite. And at this point, we are locked for playoffs, by the way. But I want to get my boy Jolt in the playoffs. So I go for the 100% win. Oh, no. That's not here. Never mind. I made the right play there. So let's go back a turn. Right here, I made the correct play by staying in. And Latias was the correct play here, because I don't actually misplay this part. Because if he stayed in, I knew he wasn't Scarf. If he stayed in, then the little bit of chip damage that he got with the Latias would put the rest of his team in Scarf Breaker range. I don't know what I was talking about that being a misplay. But Psyshock does absolutely nothing to Tapu Lele, and I know right here, my only play is to go into the Bronzong, sacrifice it off. It's going to go down to a Moonblast, and plus the Shadow Ball. And from here, I know that I've won the game, because I'm able to go out into my Staraptor. I'm going to be able to pick up this kill on the Tapu Lele, and as he goes into the Extra Drill, if I do not get the roll, I'll be able to come in with Latias and get the kill, which will be the game. We go 7-5 on the season. We're in playoffs. Jolt's in playoffs. Everyone's a happy camper. We did it. So that's pretty exciting. Anyways, yeah, we're in playoffs. We'll be facing off first round of the playoffs versus Matty Brawlick, who did in our last upload 2 weeks ago hand us that fat L. It was just a shitty game all around. Hacks on both sides. The opposite of clean. So we are going to be hoping for a cleaner match next time when we do face off. But that being said, we're in playoffs for a 5th straight season of the NPL. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 playoff appearances for your Arizona Carvanhas every single season that I've participated in the league. So that is something that I look forward to keep going, and we get to keep the winning tradition alive. Now, hopefully the tradition we do not keep alive is us losing in the and eventually getting 3rd place, because that happens. That's happened in the last 3 seasons. So seasons 3, 4, and 5, yeah, gotten 3rd place every single time, lost the champion in the semifinals. So hopefully that part does not come true. But I'll be seeing you guys in a couple weeks. For it might end up being more like 3 weeks, because there's the March Madness tournament, people are on vacation and stuff. We're trying to give people more time so we can make sure that these playoff matches are truly competitive and entertaining for you all. But all that being said, I'm Togavor, you're yourself. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!